Hi, I'm Nitza Lowenstein, and thank you for joining me here today. Our topic here is Facebook, which is part of the digital age revolution. And being a journalist broadcaster for the past 30 years on SBS National Radio TV with my own radio show covering news, current affairs, and conducting hundreds of interviews, I've been part of the digital age revolution, and I've always been interested about Facebook and its impact on society, on government. And the question is it a giant or a monster? And we're going to find out everything you ever wanted to know about Facebook today. First of all, in February 2021, Facebook shocked the Australian public and shocked the world by blocking access to media content for 18 million Australians on Facebook. And was it an attempt to bully our democracy? And should Facebook have to pay for media companies to use the content? There were lots of questions here, but one thing we realized, that they have enormous power. They can block communication in an amazing way, and that's what happened. So what is the impact of Facebook on your lives? Because even if you're not in the media, I'm sure you consume news as well on Facebook. So let's find out, let's move on. So we can see that it's got a lot of power on society in general and our daily life. So we're going to talk about the history of Facebook, how you should protect yourself on Facebook, what should you post, what you shouldn't post on Facebook, and also to grow your business on Facebook. If you have a business, you need to know what to do on Facebook as well. And also deactivate after a person's death, because there are so many Facebook of people that are no longer with us, and let's find out what to do. I'll tell you a little story, and that's my secret, that I joined Facebook long ago. And the reason I joined Facebook was to spy on my teenage boy. Teenage boys don't talk much to their mothers. They don't tell them about their social lives, where they go, who they mix with. And that was my way to find out what my son Robin was doing. I had to pay him $20 to become his friend, and that was the best $20 ever spent on that for a long, long time. So, do you have a Facebook yourself? Let's find out. Do you remember life before Facebook? Now, I just want you understand that Facebook, it's not any longer just being connected with friends. It's about self-branding, advertising, news, skills, online reputation, buying. I buy a few things on Facebook. Yeah, I use Facebook also for buying. And also I consume my media on Facebook like many other people. So the history of Facebook. It's a social networking service and launched by Mark Zuckerberg in 4th of February 2004. Originally, it was for Harvard students. It was a directory to connect with each other, and it started with FaceMesh. And Mark Zuckerberg, along with other 3 Harvard schoolmates, classmates, started this social media, and it was FaceMesh, and it was available only to the students. And if you can see, it was a game. Is she hot or she's not hot? Is she beautiful, not beautiful? And it attracted so many visitors in the first 4 hours, and they realized that the potential was absolutely enormous, because the girls didn't care if she was hot or not hot. At least there is now they know that Susan and Marlene and Marilyn and lots of other girls, they knew who they are. Here is the directory. But the university shut it down because of privacy issues, and Mark Zuckerberg moved on. And he created a new website called the Facebook, and then from then he purchased Facebook.com, and it was available not just for Harvard students, for universities all over America, and by 2006 Facebook was available to everyone in the world over 16. And the power of Facebook. I already said it can control communication. It can even put so much pressure on governments around the world today. You're talking about 2.8 billion people that actually use Facebook. And it's good to be connected, but let's find more about it. Facebook had a mission, and the mission was for people to use it to stay connected with friends and family and to bring the world closer together. It's a very good mission, isn't it? Now, we are not going to go into the statistics, but you should know that it's got 50,000 employees, probably more, and its value is $530 billion. And Mark Zuckerberg gets $1 a year, only $1, but about 20 million he gets to cover his expenses and security costs. And it's the biggest social networking worldwide. Now, Facebook also purchased Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram, so it controls a big chunk of the social media around the world today. Now, we see that this is just statistic for you to look at, the profits, and I put the profits for a reason. Because some people said to me, oh, young people don't use Facebook anymore, only older people. But look at that. Look at the profit. In 2019, they made $70 billion in profit. If you think it's gone down, in 2020, it's gone up to $84 billion. So the profit's going up, and this is Facebook alone. So it's still very, very powerful. And even young people like 18 to 20, 25 don't use it so much anymore. They move to Instagram, and the teenagers to TikTok, and we'll talk about all the other social media that is available. Lots of people still using Facebook. And now more people are using it than emails. You just try to think how many emails you write, maybe for business, but when you want to connect with friends, family, you go on WhatsApp or you go on Facebook. I like these cartoons that even when God wanted to join Facebook, the name was taken already. But remember, this is only a cartoon. Now, it's easy. You can take Facebook with you anywhere. You can use it everywhere, especially your mobile Facebook. It's so easy to use. You keep in touch with family and friends. I like that slide here that you are looking at, that you can broadcast the news straight away. A friend of mine had a granddaughter, and she phoned me, I think, maybe 4 or 5 hours after her granddaughter was born. And she said, Nitza, congratulate me, I've got a new granddaughter. I said, oh, I know. And her name is Ella. And she said, but how do you know? I said, well, your son-in-law, the moment your granddaughter was born, it was all over Facebook. So that's the power of Facebook. The other thing is you can connect with people you never even dreamt of that you'll ever be in touch ever again. Being a married celebrant, I officiated a few weddings of people that found their first love on Facebook so many years later. They completely lost touch, and here we are. And I had this woman, and she was a teenager at school, and she was very much in love with the boyfriend. And then her parents moved to the UK and then to Australia. She got married, had children, got divorced, and her daughter said, Mom, find your first boyfriend. You always talk about him. You never forgot him. And guess what? She found him on Facebook, came to Australia, and I officiated the wedding. And I had another story like that, and another story. So there are many stories like that. It's incredibly beneficial for all the people. All the people can connect. They are not so mobile, and suddenly a whole new world is open for all the people when they've got Facebook. We're going to take a short break now. I still would like to talk about other advantages of Facebook for business, joining a Facebook group that suits you, that you can share your opinion and your worries. There are wonderful Facebook groups, and I'm going to talk about the downside of Facebook, like what fake news, what should you post, what you shouldn't post, how many friends you should have, etc. So we'll take a short break and I'll come back to you. Thank you.